Hello everyone. So let us continue our Docker tutorial. Okay, I hope you have already watched your previous tutorial. Where I explained to you about the concept. Okay, some key Docker concepts. See that you watch that first before you come here. In today's tutorial, we'll be just looking at some basic Docker commands. Okay, we'll be pulling Docker image from Docker Hub. Then from that image, we'll create containers. Okay, all that we'll be doing, creating a network, then doing port binding, all those stuff. All right. So I hope also you have downloaded Docker Desktop. I had sent installation video in the group, so I hope you have done that. And this is how it will look initially. You will have your images, you'll have your containers, you will have your volumes. Okay, these are my volumes. I'll just delete them for now. Okay. Then you'll have builds. Okay, your earlier builds will be visible. Okay, let's do all of that. So first I'll just show you this doc. Okay, so in this doc I have just listed few basic Docker commands. Okay, so we'll be executing this and I'll explain to you what each command does. All right, so first open your CMD. I use PowerShell, so I'll be opening PowerShell. So first of all, you need to check whether your Docker, is installed properly on your system. So you just hit Docker, okay, and then all these commands will come, okay, various commands. Okay, when if this comes, that means Docker has been installed properly in your system, and you can also check Docker's version hyphen version. Okay, so here see Docker version is visible. And with that I guess we can start. Okay, so to start we'll go to Docker Hub. So here see, you can just type Docker Hub and come here, open the first link, and it will initially show this page. Okay, and like how we all start our programming journey with Hello World, we'll start our Docker journey also with Hello World image. Okay, so we'll search for Hello World over here and then select this one. Okay, all right, so this is the image. And I told you now what Docker Hub is. Docker Hub is where you have your images. So this is an image here. So if you scroll down, you will see multiple versions, and once the container is run, this output will get. All right, so if you see over here, they have already given you the this command, so you can just copy this. Okay, and go over here. All right, so you can hit this. So the command is docker pull image name. Okay, so your what is this command? Docker pull image name. So image name is your hello world. All right, so if you are pulling some other image, then you would replace it. Suppose you were pulling some Ubuntu image or you were pulling some node image, then you will write docker pull node. Okay, now over here we are pulling our hello world image, so we'll write docker pull hello world. So what will happen? It will pull the image from Docker Hub. So we'll hit enter. Okay, so it is pulling, and it has pulled the latest version of um, hello world image. So if we come to our this desktop, Docker desktop, under the images we'll see this hello world image, and tag means it's sort of version. Okay, so the version is the latest version, and image ID also it will give. Okay, and then we'll need to create our container, okay, out of this image. So to create container, we'll be hitting the docker run command. Okay, so but before that, before we create a container, what we'll do is we will just check whether the image is there. Okay, now we checked the image is created or not in Docker desktop. So how you will check it in your terminal is that you will hit docker images. So when you type docker images, all the images that are there in your system will be shown to you. So over here see hello world, and tag also is there, image ID also is been there. Okay, so then what you will do is you want to create a container out of this image. So for that, what you will do, um, docker run, and then you will give the image name. Okay, or you can even give the image ID, whatever you want. Okay, so you, if you're giving image ID docker run, and this, and you hit enter, and we have got the output. All right, so this is how a container will be created. Just a minute. Okay, yes. So yeah, I had just some work. So yeah, now we have created a container, all right, from the hello world image. Okay, so we have created a container from the hello world image, and we have got this output like I had shown you now, over here. So once we create container, we'll get this output. All right, so we have got this output. Now what is this saying? It's asking us to next run this container, or I mean run this command to create a Ubuntu container. Okay, so before that, we'll just go back over here, and I'll just tell you we have executed this command. We have checked for the version, we have pulled an image. Okay, and I'll explain to you about this. And then we have also checked the images, okay, what are there in our system. Okay, then we have also executed this command from which we created a container, right, the hello world container. Okay, so now what we do is we will execute this command. Which one? This one. Okay, will it, and so look over here, it is docker run command. So docker run command, what it does, it is not pulling an image from docker hub. Okay, it is not pulling an image, creating an it is creating a container straight away. So um, how is a container created? A container is created with the help of images. Okay, so but we do not have Ubuntu image, right? If you come over here, only one image we have, hello world image. Okay, and containers, if you see, okay, this one was created here. All right, uh, you will see that we don't have the Ubuntu image. Okay, so we don't have the Ubuntu image. So then how will it be created? Well, when you hit docker run, and when you hit docker run command, even if you don't have the image now, what it will do is it automatically pull the image from docker hub, and then it will create the container for you. All right, so this is the docker run part. And then okay, you will see this -it. What does -it mean? -it means running it in a interactive mode. So interactive mode, in interactive mode, what happens is you get access to the terminal of the container. Okay, so you have a container, you will also have its own terminal, right? So you will get access to its terminal. Okay, so it's like that. So when you hit enter, now when I hit enter, the Ubuntu image will be pulled, and a Ubuntu container will be created. All right, so unable to find the image, so it will it was not there locally, so it is pulling the image. Okay, and then it is creating a container. All right. Okay, so now it has created a container, and I am directly in the interactive mode. Okay, so you will see now if I hit ls, it will show me all the available directories and all. So I can also create one inside this, like I can just hit Amit and here, and then if I hit ls again, you will see I've created a directory. Okay, so then in case if you want to exit, you can exit here, and you are back. All right, so we'll just go back to our this Docker desktop. You will see we have pulled Ubuntu image of latest one. And if you go to the containers over here, also a container has been created with the Ubuntu image. And you might observe that container name, Docker gives its own container name. If you don't explicitly mention it, we can do that. Okay, we can give it our own name also, we'll do it. All right, so this is how you do it. Okay. mm, Now what I will do is I will show you. mm, Now you want to check whether we checked for the images, right? We checked for the images that are there in our local system. Now we'll check which command we need to execute to list down all our containers. Okay, so now if I hit docker ps -a, what will happen is all the uh, containers that are there locally with us, okay, that are created, either it is running or not running, okay, all will be listed here. Okay, now if you just want to see the running containers, right, if you just want to see the containers that are running, then you'll have to hit docker ps only docker ps. Okay, you don't need to write hyphen a. When you write hyphen a, all the containers will be listed. When you hit docker ps, only the running containers will be. So right now, do we have any containers that are running? We do not have. So maybe we'll just run the ubuntu container. Okay, and now when you hit docker ps, the ubuntu container is running. Okay, now suppose you want to stop the container, you can do it from here only. Okay, even using the docker desktop you can do, but in case you want to do it via commands, then you'll have to hit docker stop and the container id you will have to give. Okay, so you copy this container id, hit this and docker stop. Okay, docker stop container id. So then it will stop. All right, just wait. Okay, so yeah, it has stopped. Okay, so now when you hit docker ps, you will not see any this container because no container is running, right? Or when you hit docker ps, only those containers will be listed that are currently running. If there are no containers running, then you will not see anything. Okay, if you want to see all the containers that are there in your system, then you will hit docker ps hyphen a, and you will see, look, both the ubuntu container and you also have your this um, your hello world container. Okay, what both of them what we had created. Okay, both are there. All right, so now let's go to next. Okay, so next what we can do is I've shown you all the containers, how you will start, you will how you will stop. Okay, I guess I didn't show you how you will start a container. So you can also start a container, like we stopped using this command. No, where is that? Docker stop. So similarly you can even start a container. Okay, now if you just go and hit docker start container name, the docker the ubuntu container has started again. So if we hit docker ps, you will see it is running. Okay, so now if you hit again docker stop ubuntu container, is this the id? Yes, and you hit this, it will stop. Okay, it takes some time. Okay, this docker, when you're pulling some image and all, it takes some time. Okay, you need to be slightly patient. Okay, so now it has stopped. So if you hit docker ps again, you will see it is stopped. Okay, so now next let us move on to okay, now no, I will show you this one. Okay, how you will pull a particular version. So for that, no, we'll just go to this MySQL image. Okay, just search for MySQL over here, and then you will come here. Okay, uh, Docker official image. Okay, so then if you scroll down, you will see the this command, docker run command. Okay, so you need to just copy this. Okay, you copy this and come here. Okay, so I'll break down this command for you so that you understand each part. All right, so you have the docker run command. Okay, you have docker run command, and what will this do? This will create a container. All right, then you have hyphen hyphen name. Okay, hyphen hyphen name will give a custom name to the container that is going to be created. So let us give MySQL, and we'll keep it as old. Why? We are not going to pull the latest image, we are going to pull an older version. Okay, so then you have this hyphen e. What is this hyphen e? Hyphen e is mentioning your environment variables. All right, so your hyphen e will mention environment variables. In this case we are mentioning your password. All right, so I'll just keep it as secret. And then over here you're pulling you have this hyphen d. Okay, what does this hyphen d do? Hyphen d runs the container in the background. Okay, so I will show you the importance of this hyphen d. For now we'll just remove it. Okay, we'll not add hyphen d, we'll just do this. Okay, without hyphen d. So then you have MySQL. What is this MySQL? MySQL is the image name. Okay, so what was the general command to create a container? Docker run image name, right? So we are writing image name, but at the same time we want to specify we want to give our own custom name. So that's why we have added hyphen hyphen name, and we have given our custom name. Then we want to mention environment variable, so we have used hyphen e and mentioned the environment variables. Okay, so then you are writing your image name, and then tag is mentioning the version. Okay, so we'll take 8.0. all right, so 8.0, and then we'll hit enter. So it was, I told you, no, if the image is not there locally, it will pull and then it will create. Okay, so now it's creating. Okay, so without this hyphen D now, we don't have hyphen D here, right? So it is not going to run in the background. So a lot of things on your terminal will be, there. Okay, like in the movies you see now when you hit some command, like some hacking or something, they're showing a lot of things on your terminal. So you like that you will see, but maybe not lots. But when you have a node application, full back end front end, you will see a lot of things coming. Okay, so even on this actually a lot of things come, I believe. Like when I was doing this for the first time, I remember there was a lot of things. So look, it takes some time. Okay, at the same time you have to see, so it is still building. Okay, it's not done. uh, and also now, when you don't have this hyphen d, first of all I told you, look, a lot of such things come on your terminal, and you cannot enter more commands. Okay, here see, now I cannot give more commands. Okay, it's not letting me do that. Okay, because it is running this. It's not running in the background. All right. So if you see over here, MySQL old with a custom name, the container has been created. And if you go here only you can see now. You can see that it has taken the MySQL 8.0 version to create this container. Okay, so we have given custom name. We have also given this, what you say, we have also created this container with the particular version that we wanted, and our container is running. All right, so now you see what is the problem. You cannot give further commands and it's not running in the background. Okay, so what we'll do is now we will delete this container and we'll also delete the image, and then we will do it with the hyphen d and I'll show you what happens. Okay, so for now, first of all, you will need to stop the container. Okay, so we'll stop it from here. Okay, because you cannot stop it via terminal because you cannot enter only commands. All right, so now you will see I can enter the command. Okay, so now I'll hit cls. Now first of all, you want to delete the container and image, right? So you have this image, mysql image of version 8.2. I want to delete both. I want to delete the image also and I want to delete the this also, mm, container also. Okay, so you should know that you cannot delete an image before you delete the container. Okay, you need, if a container is using a particular image, you will have to delete that container first. Okay, before deleting the image, you cannot delete the image first because you'll get an error if you do that. Okay, so I'll just show you. So for now we'll just list the images. Okay, so docker images. So if I just list the image docker images, you will see that we want to delete this one now, so we'll copy the image id. Okay, so the command for that is docker remove image, rmi, remove image, and then you'll mention the image id. Okay, you hit enter. Okay, you got an error because container using, which container is using, this container is using, so we'll copy that and we'll delete the container first. Okay, so docker uh, rm. Okay, to delete the container you'll hit docker rm and then you mention the container id. Okay, then you hit enter and the container has been deleted. So now if you see docker ps, if you do okay, not docker ps, because it's not running. Okay, if you do this, you will see that our mysql container is deleted, only the ubuntu and hello world container is there. All right, with that now we can delete the image. Okay, so now we'll delete the image. Okay, rmi and the image id. Okay, the same one that we had hit here, see. Okay, same. Now we'll hit, now there will be no error because we have deleted the container. Okay, so it will delete the image. Okay, so it has deleted this mysql image, and so now if we hit docker images, you will not see the mysql image, only the ubuntu and hello world image is there. All right, so now what we'll do is now we will go over here and execute this command. Okay, with the hyphen d. Okay, so over here we'll give mysql old. Okay, and password. and skip the password, same thing, MySQL and hyphen D and MySQL, and we'll give version 8.0. All right, or okay, we'll just keep it MySQL, so you will see the latest images created. Okay, so we'll give this as MySQL latest or MySQL new. All right, so when you hit this command now, no, you will observe that you have still access to the this. It means you can further hit commands also, and at the same time a lot of things won't come on your terminal. Okay, now before I hit enter here now, and I want to explain to you something called port binding. Okay, because it will save some time for me, otherwise I'll have to delete the container again and then create. Okay, so here when I'm creating only, I will create a container along with some port binding. Okay, so what is port binding? So port binding, no, imagine you have a you have some application, okay, and it is running, its backend is running, like you have a container and it is and you also have a host port. So host port, imagine host port is 3000. Okay, so any request that you are receiving at your host port at 3000, you want to direct it to your containers port. Okay, suppose you want to do that, what you want to direct the requests that are coming to your host port to your containers port, then you will do port binding. Okay, for that you will do port binding. I'll repeat again. Okay, what you want to do, you want to direct your requests that come to your host port to your containers port, then you will do port binding. How you will do port binding, I'll show you over here. Here see, so you have this command now, port binding. Yes, so you will do this. Okay, so you, while you're creating a container, that time only you'll have to do this port binding. You cannot create a container and then do port binding. You'll have to create, while creating a container only you'll have to do port binding. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, here only, so I will write hyphen p, and then I will mention, okay, 3000. Okay, and this, and 8,000. Okay, 8,000. Okay, so once I do this now, port binding will be done. Okay, you will be able to see this, I guess, in this also, Docker desktop. Okay, so for now I'll hit enter. Okay, so it was not able to find the image locally, so it is pulling the image and then it is creating. Okay, you might have seen just now there was layers. Okay, on the screen it was visible. There is something layers, there is a concept in Docker which I'll explain to you later. Okay, while we are coding now, I feel it will just go above your head. Okay, so let's not go to that for now. Okay, let's just stick to port binding for now. Okay, so now you see a lot of things are not coming on your terminal because of this hyphen D. All right, it's just happening in the background. Okay, all those things that had come right on your screen earlier, those are not coming, and everything is happening in the background. And here see, it's happening, it takes some time, I told you, right? So here, okay, now the container is created. If we go over here, MySQL new, and image is MySQL. If I go over here to the images, latest tag, you will see. Okay, earlier it was 8.0 now, so you understood now we can pull various versions, and at the same time you will see in the container here port binding is run. So what will happen is any request that is coming at your host port 3000 will be directed to the containers port, that is 8,000. All right, so port binding is done. Okay, so and at the same time here see, you can hit for commands, you can further commands like docker ps. If you hit that, the container that is running, our MySQL container is running, right, the new container, so you will see. And also you will see port binding over here. So what will happen is all the requests that you receive at 3000 will be forwarded to your 8,000. All right, you see. Okay, so what we'll do next is we will stop the container. Okay, and we'll just go back to our uh, doc. Okay, to just check what all we have done so far. Okay, so we have done this Docker version, we have checked, we have pulled the image. Okay, we have pulled image with particular version, we have listed all the images. We have executed this run command. We have also done this docker run command in iterative mode with the ubuntu image. All right, so then we have also checked this importance of this hyphen d. Okay, then docker start stop, that also we have done. We have also given custom name, okay, to our container. Then we have also listed all our containers. Then we have also listed all our these are all our running containers, and these are all the containers that we have in our system. Okay, we have also removed a container. We have also removed an image. Okay, we have also done port binding. Okay, so now what we are left is with creating a network. Okay, so network by you need, I told you now in the earlier docker engine, this what is it, docker engine architecture diagram, I was explaining there was one network block. So this network block is needed why, if your docker containers need to communicate with each other, that time you need a network. Okay, so that's why you create a custom network. All right, so you can create it with these commands, but let me just tell you one thing. uh, you won't be creating anything with commands. Okay, you will be actually creating a this you'll have a YAML file. Okay, for now you'll not understand. You'll have a file basically, and you'll write all your docker commands inside that. Okay, so when you're with the help of that file, no, automatically network is created. Okay, and everything is handled. Okay, so you don't need to explicitly create a network. But then, just since this tutorial is about making you know about commands, I will show you how to create this network. Okay, so you run docker network create and then network name. So network name I will give it as Amit, and I'll hit enter. Okay, docker create network. Okay, already exists. Okay, so we'll give it some other name. We'll give it as Vishnu. Okay, we'll hit, and then it has been created. Okay, so now we can just run this docker uh, network, and I guess it is ls. Okay, to list all your networks. Yes, so yeah, so here you'll see the Vishnu has been created, the network. So within this network we can like add the containers, and it will communicate within that only. All right, so uh, that is it, how to create networks. And then we have logs. Okay, so logs. Okay, docker logs, and we have to give container id. So you will see the logs, but actually no logs, I would just say go over here your docker desktop, and then this is containers. Yes, this is container. So click on any this container, and you will see the logs here. Okay, these are all the logs. Okay, so you'll see the logs there, or you can just hit this command also, docker logs and then container name. Okay, so now next is this command. Okay, this command, why you need this command? This command is uh, remember we had done this. Yes, we had run our ubuntu container in iterative mode. Okay, we had run our ubuntu while creating the container only, we ran our container in iterative mode. Now suppose once we have created the container, and then we want to you know access the terminal, then you'll have to execute this command. Okay, like after creating the container you want to access this, then you'll have the terminal, then you'll have to execute this command. So first we'll do docker ps hyphen a, and we'll run this ubuntu container. Okay, so copy this, docker run, and enter. Unable to find what, docker unable to find this image. Why is that? Okay, sorry. I had to hit docker start ms. Okay, yeah, so now if you hit docker ps a, not a, only ps, you will see that our ubuntu container is running. Okay, so now we want to access the shell now. So how you will do is, you will copy this command. Okay, and hit enter, and you'll have to enter the container name. Okay, and at the same time over here see iterative mode that is mentioned. Okay, so we'll just go over here and we'll copy the container id. Which one is our Ubuntu? This one is our Ubuntu's container id. Okay, and then we'll hit here. Okay, and then we'll add enter. So now we have come in the iterative mode. Yes, ls if I hit, you will see, look, my directory that I created. Then you can hit exit. Okay, and that is it. Okay, so I guess now finally all the basic docker commands are done. Now I'll just show you these two commands. Okay, okay, look, when you're running docker, no, it occupies some space. Okay, I will show you. When you on a long run, you it is not good for your laptop. So uh, when you hit this command, no, docker system df, it will show, look, whatever space it is occupying, all that. Okay, so you can delete them. Okay, first of all, you have to stop all the containers. Okay, yeah, so this one will stop. Okay, so wait, so once it has stopped, you'll be able to see it here. Okay, it has stopped. Okay, so once it has stopped, no, you can hit this command, mm, docker system prune. Okay, when you hit this command, no, everything, okay, everything, all your images, volumes, build cache, everything will be deleted. Okay, now here build cache is not there, but then if there was build cache, everything will be deleted, including your volumes. Here you're specifying your volumes. Okay, volumes are what? Volumes are the data that you want. So normally want, but in case the use case of those volumes are gone, then you can delete them, right? So in case you want the volumes, no, then you will not write this. Okay, but in our case we don't want the volumes. Okay, so we'll hit enter, and look, you'll get a warning. Okay, warning, this will remove all these things. Okay, you have to hit buy, and yes. Okay, containers, deleted networks, everything is deleted. Okay, everything, and all the space that is reclaimed also is shown. Okay, so now if you just go back to initial docker system df, if you hit, you'll see everything is 0 0 0 0. Okay, so even if you go back to your this docker, all your containers are deleted, all your images are not deleted. Wait. Okay, images are deleted. Okay, so images also are deleted. Then your volumes also are deleted. Okay, so you'll see all of that is deleted. Okay, and yes, that is the end of this tutorial. We'll be building, we'll be developing with Docker in the next tutorial, and then we'll Dockerize our own application in a live tutorial. Okay, we'll do it in a live tutorial. Okay, we'll Dockerize it, and then about Docker volumes and Docker Swarm, I'll teach you in another recorded lecture. All right, so another recorded lecture I'll take for that also, but that recorded lecture I'll upload it after the live lecture. Okay, okay, so that is it. Okay, chalo then, bye.